Spent $12 million to completely renovate its 27,000 square foot main showroom for a long-running production of Andrew Lloyd Webber's Starlight Express.
The Mirage invested more than $50 million in permanent facilities for both Siegfried and Roy and Cirque du Soleil.
And to celebrate New Year's Eve '93, the MGM enticed visitors by booking the unbookable Barbra Streisand. Her fee an estimated $20 million.
No place else in the world could you have that experience. People want to see what they can't see, and they want to do what they can't do.
So how will the Las Vegas of the 21st century look? Some say it's already here. Bet on this, it's going to be bigger than life.
It's one thing to say their expectations have gone up, but they don't know what they want till we tell them. We're not listening to them, they're listening to us. We'll tell them, and they'll be happy. If we do a good job, and if not, they'll say go to hell, and we'll go broke.
They just keep getting bigger and bigger. In fact, there are plans to cover this area with a dome and turn it into a mall. And then somebody will come along and try to top that. We'll be back in a moment from Las Vegas. Stay with us.
Coming up, how does the IRS do?
Welcome back. Here in Vegas, hundreds of millions of dollars change hands every day. Because of that, millions are also spent on casino security.
Well, you may know that cameras secretly record every move you make on the casino floor, yet some people still try to beat the odds with outrageous scams. These are all caught on tape by something called the Eye in the Sky.
And here's how it works.
This is the Mirage, one of the newest and most popular casinos on the Vegas Strip. More than $3 million changes hands here every day. That's over $1 billion a year. With that kind of cash and action, the Mirage developed the most extensive and sophisticated security system in town to protect it. How do they do it? With Eye in the Sky technology.
We have approximately 750 cameras that are both fixed and pan-tilt zoom, and 430 VCRs. Every money drawer and every bit of cash in the casino, every gaming table, every slot machine is visible on camera.
From this surveillance post at the Mirage, security personnel don't just monitor the games. They can keep an eye on anybody on the casino floor. Players, dealers, kibitzers, or cashiers. They can even track your movements as you walk across the casino. And these aren't just your basic convenience store security cameras. These pan, tilt, zoom, and can even get tight enough to read the serial number off a $100 bill and see that bill from a number of different angles. What are these cameras looking for? The easiest things to spot are deviations from standard procedure. At this blackjack table, for instance, the dealer is doing what's known as dumping, letting the player on the right, her partner in the scam, win, sometimes more than once on the same hand. Here, the player has blackjack. She pays him off, but doesn't remove his cards as procedure calls for. The player next to him also has a blackjack, and after she paid him off, you'll notice she did take his cards. The dealer busts with 23, then goes around the table paying off all the other players. She then comes back and pays the first player a second time. There are standard procedures for almost everything that goes on in a casino. Why? Well, so that things done in a different way stand out. Ever wonder why croupiers or dealers clap and spread their hands so often? It isn't to add a dramatic flair, it's to show the cameras that they haven't palmed any chips or cards.
Kim, we got someone that's been barred playing.
Kathleen, you get a photo?
The casino also keeps extensive files complete with photos on known or suspected cheaters. With all those trained eyes on the casino floor, why do they need such an extensive video surveillance system? First, because with all the different angles the cameras can get, they sometimes pick up things people on the floor miss. Another reason video surveillance is so important is because cheaters and thieves frequently rely on creating a distraction that can blind the eyes on the floor. Here at the cashier's booth, the woman at the top of your screen knocks a stack of coins off the counter, as if by accident, distracting the cashier, while her partner at the bottom leans over and goes for the cash drawer. And at this moment, he thinks he's scoring big. Think again. He doesn't know that he's being caught in the act on camera. Prosecutors call this undeniable proof. Sometimes the camera may see somebody cheat, and the player does deny it. If there's no physical evidence, hidden or marked cards, say, how does the casino prove it? By going to the videotapes.
Above every table game, there's a fixed camera. That fixed camera runs into 2 separate VCRs that record at different times. It gives us the advantage of having every table game recorded 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that we never have a question as to what had happened on a game. We always have video proof.
Now here's an example at the roulette table. This is called past posting, adding chips to a bet after you know it's a winner. The player at the lower left has a winning bet of 2 $5 chips. He gets paid off. Now watch his right hand. He slips a $1,000 chip under his original bet and then tries to convince the dealer he wasn't paid off correctly. The dealer goes to the pit boss. The pit boss gets on the phone to call the surveillance room to check the tape. In the surveillance room, they review the tapes and see the player switching chips from several different angles. By the time the player gets cold feet and tries to leave, security personnel are there. They apprehend and arrest him right on the casino floor. Placing so much emphasis on security isn't just to protect the casino from losses, it's also to protect the players. In this case, at the craps table, the man at the top is known as a rail thief. When he makes his throw, all eyes naturally follow the dice, but the camera sees him grab 2 $500 chips from the player next to him. This videotape led to the successful prosecution of the rail thief. In fact, since the Mirage opened in 1989, they have not lost a case, in large part because they usually have videotapes to back them up. And if you want to know just how efficient their security system really is, watch this. The man at the top left is another rail thief. Now watch the seconds counter on the clock at the bottom right. When the rail thief stole those chips, the seconds counter was exactly at 40 seconds. By 52 seconds, security personnel are already gathering behind him. And by 57 seconds, they've stepped in to nab him.
Some people feel that they just have to take a shot at it, and if they can't get it legally, they're going to try it illegally. With the amount of video coverage that we have, it amazes me that they try to steal it from the casinos.
In front of the $475 million Treasure Island Hotel along the Vegas Strip. Welcome back, everybody. You know, the Vegas of the 90s is certainly magnificent, but maybe nothing in the city compares to a monumental structure 35 miles from here, and it was designed by men who use slide rules, not personal computers.
Hoover Dam was funded by the government during the Great Depression at the staggering cost of $45 million, about 1/10 of what Treasure Island cost. It is the highest dam in America.
Hoover Dam generates electricity enough to light up a city the size of Las Vegas. Here's how it was built and how they keep it working. There are 7 million tons of concrete in this dam. That's enough to pave a road 3,100 miles long from San Francisco to New York City. Behind the dam is Lake Mead, the country's largest man-made reservoir. A lake big enough to cover Connecticut in 10 feet of water. Back in the 1920s, at a time when the population of the West was booming, the Hoover Dam was conceived to turn the erratic Colorado River into a steady source of water.
The Colorado River is a highly variable river. That means that between the peaks and the minimums over a yearly cycle, there are drastic differences there. So the need was to put a structure on the river that would control floods and store water.
Hoover Dam is actually a series of structures all working to control the river. The main one is the dam itself. At the base of the dam is the power plant. Immediately upstream on either side are 4 intake towers which pass water into the power plant, plus 2 overflow spillways.
How was it all built? In 1931, when construction began, Hoover Dam was without precedent. A dam bigger and more ambitious than anything ever attempted.
There were some unique challenges in beginning the construction of this dam. There was nothing here. A road had to be built from Las Vegas. A railroad had to be built from Las Vegas. A town had to be built. All of this had to take place before the actual construction of the dam could start.
If you look at the canyons and you look at these roads, somebody had to get from the top of those ledges and be able to start cutting out these roads, and that was a high scale.